Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So my name is Kaylee King. For those of you who are new, welcome. It's great to have you here. So I posted a video 6 days ago telling everyone that I had joined Weight Watchers and how I was super excited to be on this new adventure. So since I started Weight Watchers, I've noticed a few things with the app. So I wanted to come on here and kind of talk about my progress and what I've noticed so far. So I have been doing Weight Watchers since July 5th, as I mentioned, so that's about a week and a day today. I have been eating pretty much anything and everything that I wanted, so really been able to enjoy a lot of food groups, being able to have pasta and rice and bread and all the things that I could not have when I first started this channel on keto. However, I've noticed a few things that I really just do not like, and that's what I wanted to come on here and talk about. So when I originally started this channel, I did keto. It was strictly keto. I lost 35 pounds, loved it. It made me feel great about myself. And then I switched to calories because I just wanted to be able to enjoy all of the food groups. I mean, who doesn't, right? Who doesn't want to eat the standard American diet? Well, I did. And I gained 20 pounds of that back that I had lost with keto. So that was the first thing that kind of made me want to go back to doing keto and that sort of thing. And so I did, and I've tried several times since I stopped keto the first time to go back to keto. And I actually did keto on and off for around 3 years. And that's whenever I had lost the weight. And in the beginning I was maintaining it, but then like I stated, I wanted more carbs and that sort of thing, more options in my diet. So I switched to just the standard American diet again, eating everything, and I was calorie counting. With my calories, I noticed though that I was some days consuming more calories than I should, eating more breads and pastas than I should, and that sort of thing. And then some days I was not eating enough calories. So every time I would try to go back keto, I discovered that my calorie intake was extremely low. And I mean like 800-900 calories a day. Since then, I think I have figured out how to conquer that, and that would be to eat more meat-based products. But then I decided to go Weight Watchers instead of trying to figure all that out and go back straight keto. I decided to do Weight Watchers because Weight Watchers again would allow me to eat anything and everything, and that was a little bit more suitable for my lifestyle at the time. So that's what I did. Since I have been only Weight Watchers and been able to enjoy all of the foods, I've noticed though on the app, one thing I'm really confused about is the fact that when I input things like meat versus more carbs like bread and pasta and those sorts of things, meat has a higher point content than my carb foods do. So for example, today for lunch I had a hot dog, and the weenie and the chili was more carbs, which I understand that more points, I'm sorry, not carbs, it was more points on that app than the bread was, and bread is more carbs. So I'm really confused as to why. And I had a friend of ours that explained it to me a little bit on Facebook because I did make a post about it asking if anyone knew. So if you are watching, Jason, thank you, because that did help me to understand a little bit about how the carbs work in the app. But I'm still really confused because I really personally feel like, and it's just my personal opinion, so you know, you can take it as a grain of salt if you want, but my personal opinion is meat is better for you than bread. Meat's better for you than sugar. I don't really think that sugar is a really good option for anyone to have. That's just my opinion, so please don't come at me for my opinion, but my opinion is your body doesn't really need sugar. When I did keto, I felt great and I had no sugars. I was honestly using like stevia or allulose is what I used when I was doing keto, and I felt great, and I didn't have any of the symptoms, honestly, that I have now. So one thing I've noticed since eating all of the carbs, and I have been pretty much carb-based dieting for about the last 6 months, I would say, because if you go back and watch the videos on this channel when I quit keto, that was around 6 months ago was the last time that I tried. And the carbs have just steadily increased. My weight has steadily increased. So my main goal, I think now, is going to be to focus more on health in general. So I can't promise that I'm going to stay with Weight Watchers. I do think that it's a good program for people that want to be on the standard American diet, and I'm glad that I tried it. I'm not 100% sure yet where this journey is going to lead me, and that's okay. I don't know if I will go back keto or if I will stay with Weight Watchers, because I am having some discrepancies on the way that I feel personally versus the way the program is designed. So I do think you can lose weight on it, and I think that some people that use that as a tool that wants to be on the standard American diet can definitely lose weight. And I've saw the progress on YouTube and different social media platforms of people that's done this diet and has lost the weight. But my ultimate end goal is to have a healthier perspective. I want to make sure that I'm giving my body everything that it needs. And I just personally think that carbs is not something that I need anymore. I think that I do need more protein. I need more meat, more vegetables in my diet, and not so many carbs. So I know Weight Watchers is going to be a challenge moving forward for me to be able to have that style of lifestyle. To be able to have more meat, have more vegetables, because as I mentioned, I only get 23 points a day plus your weekly points, and it's okay to go into the weekly points, and I have had days to where I have done that. But I've noticed that this week, like especially today when I ate that really high carb meal for lunch, and I had bacon for breakfast, bacon and coffee, and then for lunch today I had a hot dog with some chips and a slice of cake because it was my dad's birthday. So happy birthday if you're watching. But we had a really great time. It was a really fun family event and I enjoyed all of that. But within like an hour and a half of me eating that, I would say my sugar spiked to 144 is where it peaked, and I got to feeling really miserable. And I've noticed that's happened a lot with me doing carbs, and I'm not a diabetic, so I don't have any health issues or anything like that, but I do keep a close eye on my sugar intake and that sort of thing, because I do have that in my family, so I do try to keep an eye on it. But that's just some of the things that I've noticed is how it's made me feel. Also, just a personal tip, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, so please don't take any of this advice as me being a doctor. I am not a doctor. By no means am I a doctor. But I started using iodine in my coffee, just 1 drop, because I watched Dr. Berry on YouTube, and his wife Nisha uses that in her coffee. And I thought that would be something that maybe would help me, because I had been really having hot flashes and that sort of thing. And one minute I would be freezing, the next minute I would be burning up. And I kind of associate everything with food, to be honest. And so I was like, well, maybe it's like my diet or something like that. But he recommended the iodine. He said that he felt that everyone needed a little bit of iodine. And so I was like, maybe I should try that and just see if, it helps me to feel better. So I did, and I stopped having like the hot flashes. I stopped feeling hot and cold. I don't really know that that's associated with it. I just know that that's what I was doing and it helped. And then I stopped for like the last 4 days. I haven't used it in my coffee at all, and I've noticed a huge difference. Like today, it is so hot outside. Hence the makeup that's come off because I've been outside today. And so it's been really hot here. And all day today though, like even when I was in my office earlier, I was freezing, and then I was burning up 1 minute, freezing the next minute. So all the hot flashes have come back. So I'm definitely starting the iodine back in my coffee. I don't know how many points it is on Weight Watchers, because honestly I have not been counting my coffee. I've only been counting the food that I eat. And so I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I haven't put it in the app, but I will tell you that that's helped. So if you're someone that is experiencing the hot flashes and that sort of thing, that may be something that you want to try. I use the J. Crow's I think it's 2%. I'm not 100% sure, but I ordered it from Amazon. So that is one thing that I've been doing that I've noticed a huge difference. So hopefully that will help you, because the whole reason that I started this channel was because I wanted to help people. I want to help people to feel good about themselves, to look at the types of food that you're consuming, because you're the only person that can control what foods you're eating, what foods you're consuming and putting in your body. And guys, it really does matter. Like, it matters what you eat on a daily basis, what you drink on a daily basis. I drink a ton of water. Once in a while I'll have like a zero soda or something like that, but majority of my intake is water, and that's what I try to keep. And I do have 1 or 2 coffees a day, but I do try to do the water. And in my coffee, as I mentioned in my last video, I still do the Jordan Skinny syrups, stevia, and then the coffee, and half and half. And I've been doing that since my keto journey. That's one of the things that's kind of helped me stay on track and not really crave sugar, crave sweets, is because the Jordan Skinny syrups have a sweetener like stevia in them, and all of the flavors are just really delicious. And I do have a link for them. I mentioned that in my last video. If you're interested and you want to try them out for yourself, I'll put my discount code in the description below, but it's a really good discount. And I have a lot of their flavors. I've tried tons of their flavors. You can also get them from like TJ Maxx and Home Goods, and I get them from there too sometimes when I don't order from the website. So I make sure that I stay stocked up on those, because that is one thing that consistently has not changed in my diet, is how I have my coffee. The only thing that I've really been changing and playing around with the last couple of years is my carb intake and the types of foods that I'm eating. So I hope this video will help you to kind of get some insight on a few things. And if you are on Weight Watchers, if you want to try to explain and kind of enlighten me on the app a little bit more, I would appreciate it. As I mentioned before, that may not be something that I continue on this channel. It's just something that I wanted to experiment with, and now that I have experimented with it, I am having some huge discrepancies in how I feel, as I mentioned, and debating on whether or not I want to go back keto. If that is content that you would like to see, if you want to see more keto content, let me know in the comments if that's something that would help you, because that's what I'm here for. Is I want to help you, whether it's a prayer that you need me to help you, maybe you have something going on, you want me to pray for you, I would be glad to do that. If there's like some kind of food question that you have, I would be here to answer that question for you. That's the kind of things that I want to be able to do, that I want to be able to share with you, and just let you know that if you need someone to kind of help you on your weight loss journey, I have studied keto to the max, and still to this day I feel like that is the #1 diet, and that's something that I always result back to, because it's something that worked, and that's something that I'm really passionate about. And honestly, if you want my truthful opinion right now, that is probably more content that I may go back to that from this Weight Watchers, because I'm having so many issues with Weight Watchers. Really, even bacon grease. Bacon grease is like 2 points. Why? I don't understand that. And I'm not here to bash the Weight Watchers app. That is not at all what I want to do. I just want to give you my perspective on it and what I've found within the week of using it. So if you are on Weight Watchers, I am no means against you whatsoever. I think it's great that you're trying to take control of your health, and that's something that I would love to help you with. As I mentioned before, I would love to help you to reach your health goals. I do think that having a carb every now and then is not horrible for you, but I think more meat and vegetables would be better for you. So one thing that I've noticed, though, as I mentioned with the bacon grease, and I use bacon grease for everything. Like, if you've watched my channel in the past, I love bacon grease. I love to cook my eggs in bacon grease, and I like to cook other things in bacon grease as well. Steaks are absolutely delicious in bacon grease. But when I put that in my app, I was just so surprised that it's 2 points for just a little bit of bacon grease for me to fry an egg in. And eggs are 0. So I was a little confused on that too. So there's a couple things that I'm really questioning, that I'm just really confused on, and I don't really understand why things are higher. I know our body does process things, and that's what my friend was saying, that your body processes things in different ways. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm sorry, my husband's phone's ringing. So I'm not 100% sure how our body processes things like that. But I do think that my body works better. I feel better when I'm doing more meat-based, plant-based type foods. Not vegan. I'm not a vegan at all. I'm just, what I meant to say is I think my body works better whenever, and feels better whenever I'm eating like meat and vegetables. So more keto, carnivore-ish type meals. I feel like I do better with those. I don't really want to label it right now because, as I mentioned, I am doing Weight Watchers and I've really been trying, and I really want to, you know, fill this out and see how my body would handle it. But honestly, within this last week, just giving you an update, I have lost a little bit of weight, like a slight amount of weight, and I'm not really sure everything that factors into that. It may just be that my calorie intake's been a lot lower than what I was consuming before or something. I'm not 100% sure because honestly I haven't been tracking calories. I've only been doing the points. So I have been staying around my 23 points, and sometimes I've been a little over. I have been in the weeklies, and that's okay. But moving forward, I'm just not 100% sure that that's what I'm going to continue to stick with. And that's what I wanted to come on here and talk to you about, is that may change. And so if you are here only for Weight Watchers, I'm not 100% sure, and I just want to be 100% transparent that, and that's one thing that I want to stay is real on this channel. And that's why I kind of, when I do bounce back and forth, if I'm doing keto, if I'm not doing keto, I don't want to be one of those channels that come on here and you think, oh, she's only doing keto, or she's only doing Weight Watchers, or she's only doing whatever it is. Now, this past week, I have only done Weight Watchers, and I give it 100%. And when I was doing keto, I did it 100%. But when I did switch back and forth, I feel like it's better for me to be honest with you guys and to tell you what I'm doing versus just saying, oh, I'm keto all the time and I'm really not, or I'm Weight Watchers all the time and I'm really not. So I just wanted to be real and get on here and kind of express some of my concerns that I found since starting this program, and to see if maybe you guys have found the same thing, or maybe you can kind of help me to understand it a little bit better. But as of right now, I am leaning more towards going back to the diet that I was on before, but I'm just not 100% sure yet, and I will update you guys as soon as I am 100% sure as to what I'm doing next. And I hope this helped you and kind of give you a little insight, and I will see you next time. Bye.